on inside, taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. I'm feeling okay this morning, and you know, we're on the road to paradise. Here we go, here we go. There's a city in my mind, come along and take that ride, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's growing day by day, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along, and you can help me sing this song, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. There's a city in my mind, come along and take that ride, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's growing day by day, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. They could tell you what to do, but they'll make a fool of you, and it's alright, baby, it's alright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Postmortem Breakdown. How you doing, Joy?
I am good. I'm posting this on the face page. Trying to get some peeps in here. No pun intended. I know it was Easter yesterday.
Yeah, it was. And today is Monday.
What'd you do, Boo? I know you went back to New York to see your friends. So, what'd you do? Did you have your ham?
No, I actually didn't have any ham. Like, it didn't happen.
Okay, let me explain something to you guys, okay? This stinker here, I hear the phone go off and I'm in the shower. That's why my hair is still wet. And I'm like, why is someone calling me all late at night? So I go look at my phone and it says Andrew missed call. So I call him back. And he's like, I just wanted to tell you something. And I'm like, oh, fuck. He's telling me we're not doing a show. And he's like, I just want to tell you we're going to have a really good show tonight. Like, it's going to be really good. And I was like, how fucking drunk are you? So, heads up, he's a little tipsy.
A little tipsy, you know, it's fine, you know, I'll be good. But thank you all for watching, and we're gonna talk about great necessary things tonight and such. So yeah,
well, yeah, we have a few really good topics. As always, we like to bring you, some fun stuff, and also at least one or two things people aren't talking about. So you guys know the drill. White men go first. Andrew, what do you have for us?
Yo, so Logan's on this chat, and he says, "Hey, Joy," and
hi, Logan.
Doesn't say hello to me, so noted. Just noted. Like, I'm not holding grudges, but just noted, Logan. just joking. Oh, geez. All right, cool. So yeah, tonight I wanted to kind of focus on a little bit of, I know we talked about last episode, which was a couple days ago, Amazon, and how horrible the Jeff Bezos is and the people who are leadership is. And I think it's just important that we document and show videos of how extra terrible they are, just because this is literally what workers are going against, right? And so yeah, I'm going to show you all some videos, and then we're going to go from there. So let me share my screen. Give me a second.
What we're about to show you really proves the fact that while unions are absolutely an improvement, and while it's so inspiring and so exciting to see so many of Amazon and Starbucks places unionizing. I think it's important to remember that doesn't mean everything's going to be fixed.
True. That's a good point. That's a very good point. And I think that kind of brings back where it's like, yeah, unions are a step. And the fact that the oligarchy is so vicious towards unions, which are like a step, just shows sort of like what the battle we are against, right? So, yeah.
Y'all live with yourselves. How do y'all live with yourselves? Oh, guess what, folks? We're going over for some more union busting. You're really gonna take down our signs. It's really a couple of pieces of paper, and it's going right back up. Right back up. What's disgusting?
Union busting.
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 Shame, y'all.
You think these people don't deserve to have this information?
Shame.
Think people don't deserve to have the right information about dues as Amazon's spreading lies about it?
Y'all gotta be embarrassed of yourself.
Yeah, you guys are afraid of the truth apparently.
Oh man.
I know this job must be hard for you doing something so immoral.
Y'all gotta go home and you gotta sleep. Just because you're collecting the paycheck from Amazon, you wanna rip something. That's what we're trying to figure out. Oh, Jacqueline Borkowski. Jacqueline Borkowski. Thank you very much. Oh, Jacqueline. Woo! Literal.
You guys are about to be famous on Twitter.
Right here, violating the National Settlement Agreement. Wow.
I hope you guys are getting paid real well to do this.
Like you are messing with an established union with over 8,000 members now, and we're about to take your building as well.
Stealing our Arabic materials during Ramadan. Real cool.
But you don't want to throw it away. Why? That would be another charge. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thank you, Edgar.
Have a great day.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
First of all, solidarity to these workers who were brave enough to A, film it, and B, call them out by full ass name because you know they're about to get ratioed on social media. This is fucking unacceptable. And what kind of a fucking bootlicker do you have to be to literally do that in front of people and in front of cameras and be like, yeah, I'm taking down your signs. Yeah. I don't want you guys to have fair pay and, not die on the work site like people have been and not piss in fucking bottles. No, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to take down your posters.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and the thing is that they literally put up 2 people who were hired to be union busters, and they are getting paid to be union busters like what you cannot imagine. Like per day, they're getting paid. I'm trying to pick up the figures, but it's like at least 40,000 a day. I feel like
I don't even care if it's $5 an hour. They're doing that, which is disgusting, and they're getting paid to do that, which is even more disgusting.
So,
the only word I can think of is bootlicker. Yeah. I don't know. Talk about such a lack of class solidarity. Like such a lack of you have no moral compass. You have no conscience. You have no empathy. You have they won this union. They won it. This is an actual solidified thing now. When I've worked for, companies with unions and been in unions, we always had stuff on the bulletin board and stuff, call this number or read this website or blah, blah, blah. Always, always, always. It is completely allowed. And if you're in a union at your workplace, people should have the ability to have the information at your workplace.
And it's a clear labor violation to take down anything that talks about like it might be a good idea to unionize, right? Like, but that thing is that Amazon is so powerful that if they break any like laws when it comes to workers' rights, they just pay a fee.
Yep.
Right? And they're fine because we collectively as a society have let Amazon become as powerful as they are. So this is what happens when they pass, or not necessarily when they pass, but when they ignore antitrust legislation that has been ingrained in terms of their acts, right? Is you let a certain entity become more powerful than it should be. And because of that, they can everything that's competing with the entity can go out of business because they merge, and to the point where they completely bust the unions and there's no real consequences to it. So this is all intersected, and unless you're a millionaire or billionaire, it's all rigged against you in some way. Right? And so this is why it's so hard. And this is why sometimes people, even I'm sure, vote no on unions, because they realize there's so much against them and there's so much consequences that can happen to them. Right?
Because last time, we saw people voting yes to a union and then losing their job because there were cameras right above them when they voted.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why people vote no. They desperately want it, but they can't afford to lose their fucking job.
Exactly. And if, we are a country of democracy, right? We are a country that supports a constitution that gives freedom of speech. Well, not when it comes to Amazon. And, here's the thing. Amazon is, I think, the number 2 employer in the United States. If you don't think other employers are modeling them in terms of how they should assess employers, right? You are mistaken, right? If you already feel like you're maybe micromanaged at work, if you feel like how they assess you in terms of your success is BS, you can get more BS because Amazon is already doing that to their employers. Their timing, how long it takes them to go to the bathroom, right? And so if you're just going to otherize them and say that's a shame that it's happening to them, you're mistaken, because that could happen to you soon with where you're working.
Absolutely. And, like I touched on a little bit ago, I think it's very important to recognize this as an example of, their fight's not over. They got a union, and that's a first step. Now they have to deal with this fucking shit every day. And they're badasses, and they say, you know what? Those posters are going right back up. And you know what? These people are going to take them right back down. So while unions are certainly a success, and it's always good to see the so-called little guy, accomplish something against this huge machine, it's also important to remember that this is an ongoing fucking fight.
And I think so right now, so that woman, one of my favorite things, because there's at this Twitter page that it's the Amazon Labor Union, which was recently created after they created that Staten Island union.
Yes.
That one woman that is with that guy, that is tearing down those sheets that are educating people on their rights. one of those people said, because she has a tattoo on her neck, they were like, "Is that Jiminy Cricket? Is that your moral compass?" And that was the one time she actually looked and acknowledged them, and you could tell she was really pissed off that they said that.
Was it Jiminy Cricket?
I don't know. If it was,
oh hell yes, that is oh hell no.
If it was Jiminy
What a
Cricket,
hypocrite.
that's a weak ass Jiminy Cricket, because she went forward and teared down that workers' right.
Oh my god,
So,
man. I couldn't hear what he said. I saw her look.
Yeah, so that's the one if we want to play the audio, but there's like I would just go on the Amazon Labor Union page, and they've got there's like 5 videos, because it's literally a back and forth scenario. They put up the rights that workers have, and then these two people come over and over again to take them down. And then there's one that the NLRB negotiated with Amazon that they signed. They put it up, and they said, you might not want to put that down because that's signed by Amazon. And that's like really going against workers' rights. And they took it down anyway. But that woman that you see there in the background, she was like, wait, she took a picture and she was like, I'm not sure if we should. And they did it anyway. However, you could tell they were like, So it's definitely working what they're doing, and they should keep doing it. But Amazon, as we know, is completely loaded. They own everything, and so it's going to take a lot to take them down. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think this really shows the reality of where they are.
And it's so disgusting. This is so sad. And again, shout out to these people filming and saying, you know what? We're going to put them right back up, because we need people like that to be truth tellers. That is so important. We wouldn't know if they didn't have the guts to film this and to say her full name. I mean, I'm waiting for them to post that they got fired, honestly.
And that was even something that they said, while they were taunting the people putting them down. They were saying, you're gonna get fired. Like, you individually gonna get fired, and you're gonna realize that you are the one getting screwed. Amazon's not gonna take the hit for you. So you could join us. It's not necessarily monetary as rewarding. However, you'll get more moral satisfaction out of it, right? And that is incredibly true. And it makes me think, when it comes to those two people who literally are just taking pictures down, not pictures, papers down, and not even acknowledging or looking at the people. Like, how brainwashed do you have to be told that that people like them are not even worth looking at, not even worth acknowledging? Like, what goes on in that? Because if that were me, I'll acknowledge I'm weak. I would take one look at them and be like, I'm not doing this, because this is immoral. Like, so what is causing people to become so
don't
impersonal?
Cross the picket line. This is what we're saying, but tenfold. This is what we're saying. They not only cross the picket line, like, they legit, like, in a way, they're like just as bad as Bezos, because they're doing the dirty work for him. Bezos isn't, he's rich and he controls a lot, but he's not an Oz. He's not an all-powerful being. He needs minions to help him execute these things. And these people are part of the reason that shit like this keeps happening. It's not just Bezos. It's the entire system that he's created. And if people like that would grow some balls and actually say, fuck you, I'm not doing this to people, then things might be able to change. But as long as he has these bootlickers These people have to keep fighting harder and harder every day.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I think the overall context of what we're trying to show is that, we talked about on Friday how Chris Smalls and how Staten Island unionized, and there's the place literally across the street is trying to unionize, and these are the tactics they're trying to do to keep that from happening. And so we just want to kind of show a little bit as to how hard it is and how they really are doing what they can through phone banking, continuously putting up that literature to educate people on what their rights are. And so we'll see. I mean, this is honestly the election that's happening later this month is an election that I'm more excited for than any politician election, right?
Yeah, it means more.
It means so much more because it's actually benefiting people, right? Like putting in a progressive person in Congress, like, okay, great. There's absolutely nothing that's benefiting people other than the fact that they're supposed to be better. This actually unionizing people is a step forward in a quality of life, which is what government officials should be doing. And so, yeah, that's
Absolutely.
kind of where I'm at. And I think we should be paying as much attention to those elections as we are to local Congress elections, Senate elections, right? Because they love to
We all
really
know
put
those
those
fuckers are
fronts
gonna
in.
lose anyway. I mean, we've been saying that shit for 2 fucking years.
Absolutely. I
You
mean,
know, that leads me to something, and I am worried because my husband doesn't watch my show anyway. So yesterday I'm with my in-laws, and let's just say we disagree politically. And when I say we disagree politically, I do not mean that they are Trumpers. I mean that they are libs. And, they think Obama is, they think, vote blue no matter who. They're very much the typical, typical white family, privileged and, house, and both are retired and can go on vacations, and, just the typical, white middle-aged family or what have you. And I try my best to keep my mouth shut. I really try. I really try. We've had some pretty bad arguments to the point where I have just said, you know what, I can't fucking do this, and just left and Ubered home. And they are not bad people, and they are not dumb people. They're very sweet people. They're nice people. They're intelligent people. But they watch MSM all day. And every time I try to say something, it just... So yesterday we're at Easter, dinner and at their house and talking about, I said I was going to DC again for 2 days, tomorrow and the next day. And, oh, well, do you think we'll win the midterms? I said, no. I said, does it matter? And that was not a good thing to say. Well, yes, it matters. Okay, well, does it though? Because they're not doing anything. Well, but they need to be in there. I said, they've been in there 2 years. What have they done? Well, they need to get better at saying all they've accomplished. I don't know what they've accomplished. And I'm politics 24/7.
They're not good at it because they haven't accomplished anything.
I
They're
know.
not good at saying
I was
shit.
like, there are literally 40 million people uninsured, over 30 million underinsured. There is something called 1881A that Joe Biden could sign an executive order today to give every single person free healthcare. And my mother-in-law's friend said, well, why doesn't he? I said, exactly. I said, well, because he takes money from big pharma and big insurance. Oh, no. I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have kept my, because I know I'm not going to so-called win. I know I'm not. I'm stubborn and I'm going to speak up, and all it does is add to, add tension and, stuff like that. And I'm like, some people just don't want to learn. Like they just, it's just easier to, like, ignorance is bliss kind of thing. It's just easier to, have cognitive dissonance and be like, one of them said, ever since Trump was in office, I've noticed so much rudeness in people and so much ugliness in people. And I'm like, that's like been around forever though. Like, no, it's definitely happened since he's been in office. I really believe all bad things happened since he was in office. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like it makes me sad. It really makes me sad because these are not bad people. They're not, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's one of those things where, you're at a dinner and it's a holiday and you're like, there's like 10 people there and you're like, should I say something? Should I say? And most of the time I just like crumble and roll my eyes and stuff like that. But like sometimes I just, it just slips out.
Bless you. Wow.
I'm allergic to that kind of thinking.
To liberal thinking, neoliberal.
Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult, before, I would have just accepted it because, I was very much Democrats good, Republicans bad. And then 2015 happened and I got my free education and, I was like, oh, wow, like Dems are corrupt as well. And now I just can't stop talking about it. I always say, once you're awake, you cannot go back to sheep. And it's a fact. Can't unknow what you know.
Absolutely. You can't unsee it. And, it's so comforting. Like, it was extremely comforting to think, all right, there's one party that has our backs, right? And there's one party that doesn't. And then it's painful. I always laugh when people try and say that people who are saying Democrats are not good are grifters, because it's like, how much thinking and unlearning people had to do in order to understand that they suck. Like, you think it's easy for people to come to this conclusion?
It was a rude fucking awakening.
Yeah, it's much greater. It's much
as fuck.
It's
like,
much.
Everything I've always believed is a fucking lie.
Yeah, like it would be great if we could just believe that half of Congress, more give or take, half of the Senate has everyone's back. And then we realize when we look at what they do, it's like, no one has regular people's backs. We all are on our own.
Yep, absolutely.
So.
On that note, at least we have Christianity.
Yes, so Christianity has always been used as, I feel, as a distraction at times to how terrible things are going. So just enjoy this flight that is due to merging. There's like 4 possible flights you could take anywhere. But while that, you can also enjoy some Jesus and Christianity support while you're on the flight. So let's just have this serenade, y'all. And give me 1 second. Here we go. And yeah.
You are worthy of all praise. Okay, so let me explain why I picked this topic. So, well, it's a few reasons, but first I'll tell you guys the first thought I had was, holy shit, these people know this plane is going down, and they're praying because they know they're about to crash or something. Something's going on, and they're like, we're praying at 30,000 feet or something like that. I was like, something's going on. I'm watching this shit. Then I'm thinking, how the fuck is this dude allowed to stand in the fucking aisle when I get yelled at because I gotta go pee and I'm taking a minute to get to the damn bathroom? Sit down. We can't block the aisles. Why the fuck is this dude allowed to stand there and fucking play a guitar? And then, the guy in the blue shirt is the one that's really blowing up into memes because he's just like he's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's kind of symbolic because, so many Christians are presumptuous that everyone shares their views. And, if I were sitting in that hostage situation where I'm sitting on a plane, I can't fucking leave and I can't tune you out and you come at me with that fucking shit, I am going to start blasting Motley Crue Shout Out the Devil so fucking loud, and just, you're going to have to deal with it. That's tough fucking shit. Like, this was so fucking offensive. And I can't believe no one was like, sit down, motherfucker. Like, and then these people singing along. It's like, why are you subjecting other people to your fucking dogma? This isn't a church service. And the airline was obviously okay with it because, like I said, he's fucking standing in the middle of the fucking aisle.
And I think what always fascinates me, so I will say, there was a time I was in college where I was open to practicing Christianity, and I went to some of their Bible studies, and they always make it out to be that they are the oppressed people, and that you need to do is communicate to people that this is the way, right, and spread the word, and which is complete bullshit because it's literally you pushing your beliefs onto other people and colonizing people like Christianity has, done in many instances historically, and is responsible in many ways to causing, people who are enslaved to you and making them believe, right? Like the amount of lives that have been ruined from just spread. And here's the thing, I have nothing against if that's your philosophy of life, right? If that's your philosophy of life and how you want to get through things, good for you. What's problematic is when you force your philosophy of life on people who don't have that, right? And that what they're doing on that plane is literally a microcosm of what Christianity has done to so many people in that sense. So I don't know.
I mean, like I posted on Twitter, I said, it's important to remember it goes hand in hand. When people say freedom of religion, freedom from religion is also something. I'm a humanist, which is also considered an atheist who cares about humanity. I do not have a God. I don't ascribe to any of the 3,000 ones out there. And, honestly, the best take I saw after this, which was the same, I was thinking, I think the only people that wouldn't offend me if they were doing this would be like indigenous peoples. Like if they just like broke out a drum circle, I'd be like, fuck yeah. But anyone else, I'd be like, yo, sit your ass down. But
Yeah.
I thought Ilhan Omar, as much as she frustrates me and stuff, I thought she had the best take. I really did. And of course, she's a Muslim immigrant. She's gonna get shit. And she did. So first let's see her tweet.
Yeah, so give me 1 second. So here, hold on.
I mean, Ricky Gervais said it best when he said, I'm an atheist. You believe in 2,900. You don't believe in 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in 3,000. That's the only difference.
Yeah. So Ilhan Omar says, I think my family and I should have a prayer session next time I am on a plane. How do you think it will end? And yeah, and I'm trying to look for, so Professor Zankus, he gave a perfect response, and he basically said something along the lines of, you would all get tackled to the ground and like thrown off the plane, right?
Absolutely. They have a bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no question.
They're speaking Arabic. Oh my God. Time to get rid of that, right? Like the amount that the industry has made when it comes to, vetting people after 9/11 has just been ridiculous. And of course, Mark Dice, oh, what a waste of space, tries to say, stop with the Christian phobia, Congresswoman.
Who said that?
Mark Dice, he's just this troll that has a large right-wing following that really is just, under Christianity is completely, xenophobic, all the phobia, racist, and uses Christianity as his reasoning to do that.
So. What's he say?
Mark Dice.
No, what does he say?
Oh, he says, stop with the Christian phobia, Congresswoman.
Christian phobia?
Yeah, like way to create a new word that,
oh my God,
has never existed and has never had an actual impact on anybody. So
Christian phobia. Oh my God, I can't.
Oh my, yeah. So
pull up that article I found. I knew this was coming. Anyone who knows, like, the way Ilhan gets attacked, I mean, some of the stuff she does politically is like, bleh. But I will always stick up for her when it comes to xenophobia, racism, anything like that. We all need to, period. Like, regardless if we agree with the person or so-called like the person, that's, our duty as humans, so, she deals with so much shit as it is, and I knew she was going to get fucking reamed for this. But check out this article. Like,
where's the article? Can you show it again? Can you send it again?
I put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to see where it is. Do you have it again? Would you mind just putting it? Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Let me see.
Yeah, let's see. But yeah, I mean, I think going off of what Joy was saying, Ilhan Omar has disappointed me many times as a squad member. And I think it's always important that we point out from the left the criticisms that we have when it comes to fighting for the things they're going to fight for. And when right-wingers start using Islamophobia we also need to be there to call that out, right? Because we have very specific issues and things that we're calling them out for. And we may be frustrated at them, but if someone calls them out through extreme bigotry, we need to also be there to call that out. That's what we do, right?
Absolutely.
So
I just sent it to you.
Yep, and I got it right here. So I'm gonna share it.
Oh my God, your drunkenness is really coming out.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together.
Oh my God, I can't.
So, why do you hate Christians? Squad member Ilhan Omar is mocked for attacking video.
Why do you hate Christians? Think about that fucking hypocrisy. Really? Why do you hate Muslims, you fucking idiot?
Right.
Because if you take that as persecution, and you know what? Let me say this. Shout out to me, making a post about how disgusting this article is, and to all the Christians who came in my thread and said, I'm a Christian and this is so wrong. I totally agree with you. Because any real Christian is going to understand that you shouldn't try to repress other people just because you disagree with them. It's fucking gross. You gonna read it, Andrew? You're muted.
Yeah. I'm gonna read the article. Give me a second. I have to share it under a different screen because it opened up a different tab. So,
oh my God, I can't.
Hold on. Why is my computer being annoying? Oh, why is my computer being... My computer is freezing right now. Keep going, Joy. Oh gosh.
Okay, so basically the article talks about, why do you hate Christians? So basically the fact that you call out the hypocrisy and say, as a Muslim, I wouldn't be able to do this, that makes you a hater of Christianity. Now, we all know it isn't just about being a Muslim. She would have, they would have gotten tackled to the fucking ground. They're on an airplane. Like, I've seen Muslim people, like, praying before they eat in a food court, and I've seen people, like, call them names and shit. Just sitting there minding their own business. It's disgusting. And you think Christians go through that? Maybe 1 in a million. When there's not a Muslim person here who hasn't dealt with that. Like, my best friend is from Iran. She deals with shit all the fucking time. And she does not even wear her headscarf anymore. She doesn't wear it for the past few years. And she still gets shit. Because they say, where's your accent from? And she says, Iran. Oh. So, I mean, when someone says, when you say you're a Christian, do people like act like you just bomb someone? Because that's how they act when someone says they're Muslim.
So the article is pulled up, and it's very fascinating how they're saying, so Cicely Davis, a candidate in the GOP primary in Minnesota, said Islamic prayers on a plane were no problem and claimed the issue is you hate Christians and Jews and lots of Muslims. Another Minnesota candidate, Royce White, told Omar not to disrespect Christianity and warned the Democrats you serve don't believe in God. While Jose Castillo, a Republican candidate...
His last name was White.
Yeah. While Jose Castillo, a Republican candidate running for Congress in Florida, told Omar Muslims can and do pray in public in the U.S. as he claimed she wants a country where Christians aren't allowed to do the same. Grade A gaslighting right there. The video, thought to have been filmed on a flight to Germany, showed passengers singing about Jesus with one man playing the guitar. The clip posted by Jack Jans Jr. was captured. We are taking the flight over for Jesus. So just, I mean, imagine if someone said
Imagine if she was like, we're taking the flight over for Allah.
I was just thinking that same thing.
Like, taking the flight over? What? Like, exactly. It sounds like you're like trying to crash that plane for Jesus, dude.
Yeah,
That's what it fucking sounds like, legit.
You would be marked as a terrorist. You would not be allowed to fly another plane. Like, it's and the fact that you can get away saying that shit and nothing happened to you shows how racist our country is. I mean,
like, and then I for real, like, I really thought that plane was going down or something. I was like, they have some kind of info. Why is this some kind of superstition? Why do they feel the need? Because I've sat next to people who pray when we take off or there's turbulence or whatever. I don't care. It doesn't affect me, But like breaking out your guitar and shit, I don't want to fucking listen to that. And then there's all these young people singing along like it's a fucking cult.
Right. And then
I want to know where the stewardess and stewards were. I want to know. Why were they not telling them to sit the fuck down?
And there was that dude who was like sitting there and looked miserable.
The
and
dude
that
in
was
the blue. Yeah. He was like...
And that was like what everybody who's watching that, at least us, is thinking. It's like, I want to be that dude's friend because he seems
right. Like he spoke for all of us. His facial expression.
Just validating, like, this is kind of fucked up what they're doing. We're captive audiences to a philosophy, a religion, and if that's a religion you want to, if that philosophy, religion that you want to live by, go for it. I'm not hating on it. It's just don't think that everybody thinks that way, because they don't, and you have no more right to push your religious beliefs on people than other religions and the thousands of religions that exist in this world. I'm sorry.
The people who are upset about this are the same fucking people, like upset about Ilhan's point, are the same fucking people that's like, there's only school shootings and teenage pregnancy because we took God out of the classrooms. And it's like, like you want your church into politics, you need to start fucking paying taxes then, because like politics are separate than church. And oh my god, these people. What's it say?
So Bill Bradley says, I don't want to be in a plane full of passengers singing full stop, religious or otherwise. So,
right?
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh my god, I would feel so invaded. Like, I would just be like, I feel like I'm having a panic attack. I can't go anywhere. You're, audibly assaulting me. Like, this is not okay. What I'm hoping for, and I don't think it's going to happen because I think it would have happened already. I have this like fantasy that someone's going to come out of like a TikTok of what happened after this TikTok. And I have this fantasy that dude in the blue shirt was like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. That would have been me.
That would have been good.
And then I would have been all over TikTok like, look at this heathen. She hates Christians. That is another form of privilege, to think that everyone is your religion, and if not, they're still going to be, they're still going to accept you proselytizing in their faith.
Absolutely.
It's so presumptuous.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's the internalized white Christian centric model that they've been internalized, where it's this country revolves around Christianity. We have the amendment that separates church and state, but does it really separate church and state? We have literally in the Pledge of Allegiance, under God, indivisible. That was put in the 50s during the Cold War, right? It didn't come through it. However, it's been years and years where the First Amendment has been violated and no one has done shit. And so that's where we are right now. And that's what gives the entitlement for people like that to just play Christian music and have you as a captive audience on a plane that you paid for, not knowing that was going to that came with the deal.
Can you fathom the way these fuckers would lose their shit if we took In God We Trust off of money and took Under God out of the pledge, or took God out of our anthems? Dude.
They would say these communists are taking over. These anti-God communists are taking over. That's what it would be.
Say, party at my house.
And they'd be like, yeah, that's what's happening. Deal with it.
It's funny. Whenever I think about like Christians like this, like the ones who would write this article saying, why do you hate Christians? It makes me think of this video. I got to see if I can find it. I saw it a few years ago on YouTube, and it was this gentleman who, we all know, you ever read the Bible? There is some fucked up shit in there. I mean, fucked up. Like rape, incest, murder, beheading, castration. I mean, like literally anything and everything is in the Bible. So when people say, I abide by the Bible, I'm like, should I call 911? Because that's not good. So when I went to Italy for 10 days and I saw, I went El Duomo, and, you go in and all these paintings depict scenes from the Bible, but like really not Americanized. Holy fuck. You see like bloody decapitations and like babies being hacked up. I mean, it is the most fucked up shit. And then underneath it, it'll be like, Philippians 8:2, or, just like, it was so crazy. But anyway, so I saw this video on YouTube where this gentleman takes a Bible and he puts the cover of a Quran on the Bible. He walks up to people and says, can I read you a passage of the Quran and just kind of get your take on it? And he starts talking about like, castration and beheading and stuff. People were like, oh, that book should be illegal. You shouldn't even be allowed to have that book. And they just go off so self-righteously. And he's like, oh, and he'll take the cover off and be like, this is actually the Bible. But it's like after they said like that book should be banned and shit like that. It's fucking hilarious.
Interesting.
A lot of people haven't even read the Bible, which is fine, but then don't claim to be, to be following it. Like,
yeah.
Like the Bible literally says even thinking bad thoughts is a sin. So I sin like 8,000 times a day. And I always think of that, that saying, if Jesus died for your sins, don't make him die in vain. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. I'm just going to keep fucking sinning because I don't want him to die for nothing. We got to
Yeah.
make it worth his while.
Yeah. So Bill Bradley had a comment that I want to read out because I think this opens up interesting conversation. Says chaplain of the House, chaplain of the Senate. Those are religious government positions. Read the amendment again. It says the state cannot establish a state religion. It says it does not call for separation. So that's an interesting claim, and kind of going off of where separation of church and state is an oversimplification that is in fact inaccurate to what is actually said. So
Interesting. I'll have to look deeper into that.
yeah, I mean, it is an interesting claim. I mean, from what I've read, right there, it's definitely there were definitely some founders who were not Christian, right? And who said straight up front, right? And I think it has become, and there were some that there were definitely some that were. And so, yeah, it is not my claim. The Supreme Court, the Scottish has ruled it. Yeah. So, that will be an interesting thing to do, an episode of just kind of dissecting it all, because I think
Yeah,
it
that
is
would
a
be a good
topic.
show.
Yeah. So, yeah, most founders were Christian. A handful were deists, but most were Christians. There were some Christians. There were some, deists, and it would be good to kind of talk a little bit about that, and if that mattered in terms of their vision and such. But yeah, in terms of the country. And
Andrew, you're starting to slur.
sorry.
I just want to point out that, like,
Point it out.
like an alfalfa the entire show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your hair's been like this. Oh my god. We should not be talking about serious things when you're drunk.
That's fair.
Or maybe
Yeah.
we should. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Not really. That was kind of the most I had and such. So, yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I mean, tonight was going to be a shorter show. Tonight was only going to be an hour because I have to finish getting ready. I leave at 8 a.m. to go to DC for 2 days. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just there. But I will be going there for something to do with National Improved Medicare for All. I'm not going to say what I'm doing. And it's not illegal. But and if I've told you, the few people I've told, do not put it in the chat, please. So yeah, I'll be, posting about it Wednesday night after, I leave DC. But I'll be going with a couple comrades. So we will be going and making the next 2 days about healthcare, because that's how we do. And, on that note, I also want to say, I get messages, like I posted one on Twitter. I get messages that say, we're never gonna get healthcare for all. Then I will die trying, period. Like, do you really think I don't know what we're up against? This shit isn't new for me. I literally talk about this shit every fucking day. I know what we're up against firsthand. I have thousands of dollars in medical bills to prove it. So I just can't picture, being a person who takes, their time to message someone who's a hardcore activist for healthcare and being like, you're never going to achieve it. Like, take that shit elsewhere, dude. And I mean, like, you think I don't have those thoughts? You think I don't have those days when I just sit here and I'm like, what the fuck is the point? But the fact of the matter is, the next day you got to get back up. And you got to say, look, if I don't do it, who will? If we don't do it, who will? You have to say those things because you're like, there's millions of people without a voice. I have a platform. I want to use it. I'm fortunate to have activist friends across the country who, are also passionate about things I'm passionate about. And so, I just kind of wanted to vent a little, that it's really not necessary to, I'm doing something very important the next 2 days. And, I told a few friends what I'm doing, and I got, when you're like super excited to tell a joke or to tell someone of a band you just found out about, and you're like, oh my God, I have to tell you about this band. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then they're like, I don't like them. You're just like, well, I was really excited to share what I'm doing the next 2 days. And there were a couple people who have always been incredibly supportive of me, who just were completely like, I mean, it's not going to matter kind of attitudes. And, I know what I'm up against. I don't need you to tell me that. What I need is solidarity. What I need is not someone to be like, well, XYZ is going to happen. I fucking know. I know. I'm not going into this ignorant and naive. I know exactly what's going to happen. So when I say I'm doing something, what I want is solidarity. I don't want pity. I don't want, what's the point? I want, that's awesome. Good for you. That's how people need to be with each other. If you agree with something and you see someone fighting for that thing, stand in solidarity with them. Especially if they're people, you're friends with and stuff like that. Because when you're, happy about something and someone's like, well, it's just kind of like, is this as big of a deal as I thought it was? So, and I know that's vague, but it'll all make sense when I say, when I post about what I did. But yeah, I'll be in DC the next 2 days. So last Thursday, I started a Substack. I was getting ignored by places like Jacobin, who I've subscribed to for over 10 years. And I've had a lot of their writers and editors on my shows, and sent my writing to them personally, and never heard back. And I stated, in the emails that they have a lack of disability representation, and never heard anything back. So I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna do my own shit then. And so I started a Substack. Thursday and Friday, I wrote 2 articles. I posted them both. Savage Joy Marie Mann, my posts are called The Blind Chicks Chronicles. So I don't always write about healthcare. My next article is actually going to be about imperialism. But please subscribe, because I'm going to be writing a lot more, especially traveling and stuff like that. So please subscribe to my Substack, and it's important to, help out independent artists, but also, and writers, but also to help out a blind chick who's trying to continue being a writer. It helps me to keep going when I see people are actually responding to my work. So that also, I have a Patreon. You can join for as little as $3 a month. My book is on sale, $10, savageandpat.com. You can follow me at Twitter, and I'll be posting a bunch of stuff on there. I have several shows coming up this week as well. But right now I'm just focused on the next 2 days. And what you got there? I know you got something coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday we're going to be doing a stream on 420 regarding cannabis and the whole, just everything, different aspects of cannabis, the legalization process, the war on drugs, some of the benefits that people have had using it and engaging with it. So definitely like and subscribe us on the People's Voice Network. We are approaching 100 subscribers. We just started officially a couple of weeks ago, and we've gotten a lot of subscribers. And it's funny because there's another channel also called The People's Voice that is a right-wing channel that has 120 subscribers. So it'd be nice if we could surpass them because they're fake. And yeah, so yeah.
Oh dear. You may want to change that, boo.
Yeah, but we are the real People's Voice. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Much love. You guys are amazing. And we love when you comment and smash that like button, smash that share button, and keep following. We'll do, I have a few more shows this week, and we will be back next week with another Postmortem Breakdown.
Have a good one, everyone. Take
Much
care.
love.